that died out quickly. Let's try that
They
again.
see you every day. They don't care.
I am a special snowflake. They need to appreciate my splendor because I'm Kevin Pereira. So good to see you. Thank you. Listen, the other girl, Candace, she got visited by the Glam Fairy.
Oh, yeah.
So my co-pilot today is the lovely and talented Sarah Underwood! Soak it up. You've earned it.
Thank you. Thank you. We are coming to you live. So no cursing, no cursing, no cursing.
Oh, yeah, especially
No
you.
cursing
like
me.
a sailor. Coming up, comedian and filmmaker Bobcat Goldthwait will be here live. He's going to discuss his controversial new film, God Bless America. It's an ironic title, you'll see. Plus, Weston Scott gives us a preview of his new G4 special, Field Test. He's going to try on cutting-edge tactical gear and attempt a nearly impossible 1-mile sniper shot. Not in the face, I hope.
No. Today's Gadget Prawn is the new HP Envy Ultrabook. Yeah, it's made of Gorilla Glass and comes with built-in Beats by Dre.
What?
So we already know it's loud and indestructible, like Gary Busey.
Oh.
Yeah. And later we'll check out the new indie games like the puzzling PSN platformer Foul Space, where you can play chicken who fights Vikings, just like they do in nature.
Totally, yeah. It's not as documented as it should be, but yes. It is
Time
true.
now to run down the top things on the web.
We're going around the net. Yesterday was a big, big day. This is a true story. Yesterday, a 400-pound black bear came down from the mountains and started walking around a Southern California neighborhood.
Yeah, thankfully, the Los Angeles' KTLA News caught perhaps the best moment of the entire bear pursuit.
He came down that driveway, down Mayfield, and now he's on Briggs, and now it looks like he's turning into another driveway here. We're going to kind of maneuver around and see if we can get another shot of him. But yeah,
There's
he
a
would
person
definitely.
walking right there.
Someone resident there.
How do I get to the farmer's market? Crap, I'm there!
Now, that man is missing, but his phone was recovered.
And we do have to warn you, what you're about to hear is very, very graphic.
Yeah.
No. Turn around, stop, and play dead, oh crap, never mind, you're dead, lol. OMG, lol.
So, guess he's dead, not missing.
Siri is so helpful. She really is. I don't know if a bear can maul AI, but I wish it would just have its way with Siri. You're the worst! Sorry.
No, be nice to her.
Why? She doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you're true.
Thank you.
All right. Famous actors are the most interesting people on the planet. No one agrees with this statement more than James Lipton.
Yes, and he may actually have a point. We're going to discover in this Inside the Actors Studio interview with Johnny Depp that an actor's silence can be just as riveting as their anecdotes about working at a Red Lobster. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and this might be embarrassing later, but I think that was slightly edited.
You think, Kev?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with a lot of the new computers that kids have and use, that you can pretty easily do that kind of manipulation with video. Yeah, I think it was. Hey, over the weekend, baseball fans around the country celebrated opening day. That's something.
And this is footage from the Baltimore Orioles opener show. Everyone has their own special way of celebrating, okay?
Come on, no! Baseball is such a sexist sport.
What?
It is. Oh, when a guy does that on the field, he gets gang tackled and arrested and
Yeah.
maced and nightstick. When a girl does that in the stands, people cheer and they put her on the damn Jumbotron. That's sexist.
It's kind of true.
Yes.
Well, if it's any consolation, Kev, he turned up on the county jail's kiss cam. So.
Oh, yeah. That's some consolation. Non-consensual kiss camming. His real crime was trying to make baseball interesting. There are laws against it, so that's a rough sentence.
The game Skate 3 came out a few years ago, which means players have had plenty of time to explore the far corners of the maps for glitches and oddities.
Yes. To the internet's great benefit.
and
no.
preposterous.
No, it is. Yeah, you saw the way he was dressed. What is this, 1992? I'm sorry. What? He's got to slam some Go-Gurt to get to an Alice in Chains concert or whatever.
What do you have against 1992?
I actually don't have anything. 1992 was a good year for me. I liked it.
Huh.
Yeah.
How old were you?
10.
Okay.
I was 10.
Sure you were. And finally, here's the most exciting viral ad campaign we have ever seen.
Seems advertisers took over a public square in Belgium, and they did this. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It is. I wonder where they got the idea.
Where do you think that they...
From me! Sarah Underwood, from me. They stole that. I've had that damn button in the studio for the last 7 years, and no one ever hits it. But I'm telling you, it makes anything exciting and interesting. Hit the button. Go ahead. They stole it.
Okay. All right.
Boom! Everything gets awesome. You got the lights. You got the shaky cameras. It's madness!
Wow. That was...
It's the whole thing. It's a tag of the show ad. No. I'll be waiting for my royalty check, TNT.
That was ridiculous.
Let me remind you folks at home, we are live. So that will be the only take of that.
Yeah. Can't go back.
And that's it. So thanks for watching. Why don't you press it again?
No, I don't want to
Give it
press
one more.
it.
Let's,
No.
come on. Push the button.
It was stupid the first time.
Push the
I'm not
button.
gonna
I want
do
you to
it
push the
again.
button.
Oh
Give
my
it a
God,
hit.
I'll push the button.
Couldn't even get the fart button. do is good.
I
Still
like
ahead.
the part.
Matt Myra will ruthlessly rate the new HP Envy Ultrabook. Press it again. Give it another. There we go. That's what we do with all your e-waste.
Yes. Hey, the world is a scary place.
Perhaps you might want to arm yourself?
Perhaps.
Or maybe not, who knows. Gun expert Weston Scott takes us to the set of his new G4 Special field test.
Hey guys, welcome to the set of my new special, where I'm putting gear, technology, and weaponry to the ultimate test. And in doing so, I'm gonna have to go through it as well. In this show, we're going to be covering some basic sniper exercises. I'm going to be shooting at different ranges. I'm going to be checking windage, looking at velocity, and payoff is me shooting a truck from a mile away. And when I hit that truck, it's going to explode. During the show, I've been working with Eric Lawrence, owner of Blackheart International. He's former special forces and weapons expert. And he's kind of been like my Jedi master, training me through this whole thing.
Wind 0, fire when ready. He pulled that left. I've been brought in to help Weston master being a sniper, teach him the little tricks and techniques we use to make shots and not get caught doing it. We're going to put Weston through the basic marksmanship, how to move into positions, how to go in undetected, make a shot, and then leave undetected.
So right now we're at one of the physical challenges. I'm going to put on some soft armor and then climb a mountain or two. Right now I got some Ares armor on that was custom made for me for this show. Super comfortable. I've got a drag bag that has my sniper rifle in it right now.
Weston's carrying probably 30 pounds of gear between rifle drag bag and his soft armor. It's pretty light. Most guys that are making that hump, they're humping 60 or 70 pounds. This is walking the park for him. I don't want to hear him sniveling for sure.
How long do I have?
You get 30 minutes.
Really?
It means you got to go.
Yeah. Camera crew has to get in position, which is a hard thing for them because everything I do for real. I'm going to be bouldering, climbing over, these mountains to get to a place where I got to take my mile shot. That's not the easiest thing to film.
Well, Weston's working on getting into his firing position. He's got to deal with the vegetation and the terrain, get up into position, and hopefully have a rifle when he gets there. Rifle still in the case?
Yeah. Behind us is my mile target. So we put two simulated terrorists in there. One kind of looks like a lady ninja. The other one is definitely an amputee. But either way, they're still both very dangerous and they need to be taken out. If I hit this truck, it's packed with tannerite and it's gonna blow. This is a .338 Magnum barrel, free floating, so it doesn't mess with the harmonics of the weapon. And Blackheart International puts it all together in one sexy package.
Okay, you ready to think about this shot? You want to get down in position? We'll talk you into it. I'm here to watch him miss and or make him hit. Negative report. I want you to aim at the door with the bottom of the crosshair. I'll be a sniper observer. Help him get the bullet on target. You're right in there, but you need to relax. Negative report. Just press that trigger straight to the rear.
Did I make the shot or not make the shot? You're gonna have to watch and find out.
I'm not going to tell you.
To find out where Weston's bullet went, watch G4's field test when? Well, it's right after our show, silly face. Right now, got a question. What's made of Gorilla Glass and isn't an iPhone?
I can tell you.
Always on cue, Matt Myra, everybody!
Look at this sweater. I feel like an extra in an Outcast video. That one where they're in high school.
Was that
Roses.
Bombs Over
I don't remember.
Okay, it's fine. You're too hip for the show, Matt. I'm sorry. Our demo doesn't connect. We first saw the HP Spectre Envy back at CES. It has glass construction, obviously. We were struck by the design, to say the least.
Yeah, it's pretty bold throwing glass all over a laptop.
Yeah.
I think it's gorgeous. This thing is HP's attempt at setting themselves apart from the MacBook Air. And I say kudos for trying something. It's a LCD Gorilla Glass on the front and the back, trackpad and the palm rest also made of glass.
Yeah.
What?
I say A for effort, D for execution.
Come on.
No, you're right. It looks great. It's just a giant smudge protector, and it adds to weight. I thought this laptop was a lot heavier than it was going
Well,
to
I
be.
mean, any of the glossy plastic's going to be a fingerprint magnet too. I'm glad they're trying something different besides aluminum or whatever. It's 0.79 inches thick, so it fits in the Ultrabook category. It weighs just under 4 pounds. I looked it up. There's no weight requirement for an Ultrabook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it could be 150 pounds.
It's
As long as it's this
as long as it's thin enough, it can be an Ultra Brick.
Yeah, the trackpad's better than
That's
most
what I was going to
I've
ask. The
used,
glass,
yeah.
it's a very, very nice trackpad. Yeah.
Yeah, the trackpad on the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pros are also glass, so it's something we've seen before, but it's nice to see it on a PC. Each individual key is backlit with its own LED, which is nice, because usually you get like a gradient. You know, the LEDs aren't as
Right,
even.
towards the
Yeah.
end, it starts to dim out.
Yeah, but this is great.
What about ports? Because traditionally with Ultrabooks, you maybe get a USB port, maybe two, and that's
Right.
about it. You need a dongle for an Ethernet adapter.
Yeah, this one is not a problem. There's plenty of ports on this thing. There's a mini display port, HDMI, USB 3.0,
Yeah.
USB 2.0. Look at that. You don't need a dongle for
The little
Ethernet.
dragon's mouth.
Then you got a red headphone, which means what? Beats by Dre, everybody.
Oh.
He's done it again. And then you have an SD card, and it's great. It really is great not to have a dongle for the Ethernet. I've lost a number of them because I'm just careless. My only complaint, however, is that the power plug's on the other side. I would like to see everything on one side.
Yeah, now you got cables on both
Yeah,
sides, snagging
just
up
a little
everything.
messy.
All right, well, yes, you mentioned the Beats by Dre.
Yeah.
We reviewed the headphones yesterday. We were a little underwhelmed with the sound quality. Were you happy with having a teeny tiny Dr. Dre inside of each Envy laptop?
He's doing a great job inside this thing, I'll tell you that much.
He's cranking it out?
He is doing great. The speakers are located at the front of this. This thing sounds amazing. It's louder than almost any laptop I've tested. I put it next to my 15-inch MacBook Pro at my desk. Watch the same thing on it. This thing blew it out of the water.
Really?
Yeah, and it's an Ultrabook, so you're getting that kind of sound out of a computer that weighs less than 4 pounds. It's well integrated, too. There's a dedicated button on the side there. Of course, there is the red B, so everyone knows. That lights up, in case you were wondering.
Of course.
It gives you audio interface. You can change the EQ right there, and there's a side toggle, which lets you pretend you're spinning records.
Wicca what?
Or turning up the volume.
What's it actually? Oh, for volume.
Yeah,
okay,
it's for
got it.
volume.
Okay.
I thought it could have been more responsive, but it's there, and it sounds fantastic. It really does.
That's cool. The Envy Spectre has a 14-inch display, 1600 by 900 resolution. What do you think? Is it a good picture?
I thought it was a really good picture. It's very bright. The LCD itself is almost edge to edge, so you're getting that full 14 inches. My only problem with it was when you're looking at it very closely, you can see the LCD matrix. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But video looks great. There's Chris Elliott stealing my job on Gadget Prime. It's a very nice display. I was actually surprised because the last HP I looked at, I was very underwhelmed by the display. But this one, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and it's not IPS. Like the viewing angle's pretty good, but
it's not IPS. It's what they call radiance. HP's renaming something.
The Envy is so radiant.
Yeah,
with
it's
its
doing a
Beats
good
by
job.
Dre. So
It's
many
doing a good
buzzwords. Let's talk performance. The Ultrabook has a 1.6 gigahertz Intel Core i5 processor,
Yes.
4 gigs of RAM, a 128 gig solid state drive. Sounds like it should be pretty speedy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's noticeably so. When you're doing everyday tasks like email, browsing the web, everything's great. It boots in less than 25 seconds, which isn't that fast for an Ultrabook. Like the MacBook Pro will boot in like 19 seconds, but it's in there, and it wakes from sleep in 2 seconds. So you're ready to go as soon as you open it up. Huge part of that is the solid state drive, which I think we're just going to see every computer moving towards solid state. It just makes
Right.
more sense. It's not going to break when you drop it. I don't know
The
about
glass will, but the hard drive won't.
Yeah, we'll
Point
see.
that out.
It's Gorilla Glass. That means it's scratch resistant.
I don't care what animal they make the glass from. It's still going to shatter.
Silverback Gorilla Glass.
Exactly. Is
Well,
that
they're
Silverback
endangered.
edition?
The one thing I did
As long as it's endangered, I want to write memos on it.
one thing I did like about this is that HP didn't load it with bloatware.
Yes, that's very
So
important.
there's no Blockbuster app. I think they're in business still. There's also no Real Player, which is fantastic. So
Right.
it's just the operating system.
Okay, a big selling point for the Ultrabook. Normally, it's the battery life.
Right.
You're going to get 700 to 700 hours
Yeah.
of battery.
This one you're getting. I've used it for 3 hours. I unplugged it at 30% left after
Okay.
using it for 3 hours. I plugged it back in. HP says you can get 9.5 hours of battery life. I don't know how you're doing that.
if you shut off Wi-Fi, dim the screen
Here's how I can
all
get
the way down.
9.5 hours of battery. Ready?
Oh, there we go.
It'll go for
It'll last
9.5
it
hours.
If
Yeah,
you really
but
like
that's-
Minesweeper, you can play it for almost 10 hours.
Yeah,
and
turn
that's
Wi-Fi
about it.
off, dim the screen.
Right.
You know what? Turn the screen off. You'll get 9.5 hours.
As long as you send emails from a freezer, the battery will retain.
You're good.
The HP Envy Spectre starts at $13.99. That's $1,399.
Sure is.
What is the verdict, sir?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I like the Gorilla Glass. I think it's nice that something other than plastic and aluminum is being made in a laptop. The screen's very good. It's brighter than I expected. Boot times are excellent. Overall performance, top notch for the category of notebooks. But $1,400 on the price.
Yeah.
It's a little much. That's $100 more than a MacBook Air. So, you know, it's something to weigh, and that's probably what held it back from a 5 out of 5.
Give it a month or two, that price will drop, and then
Yeah,
we'll
see
take
then.
a look at it then. All right, in the meantime, could you give this to Chris Elliott so we can get his review? I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Matt Myra, everybody! That's it for today's Gadgetron. If you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us, gadgetron@g4tv.com. Now over to Sarah.
Thanks, dudes. Still ahead, Bobcat Goldthwait is here to talk about killing the Kardashians for his new movie, For Your Health. Just stick around.
All right, serious times. What you're about to see may outrage you or make you giggle. Probably one of the two. You'll see. Please welcome Bobcat Goldthwait, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me on. I should say that that's Artie, the world's strongest man, that gets shot in the head just then.
Was that him?
Yeah. I don't want to name drop, but I'm pretty tight with Artie.
Who else do you have in the film?
Oh, well,
let's drop
SpongeBob
some names.
SquarePants gets shot in the face, too, at one point, because my friend Tom Kenny he does a cameo. So everybody who's my friend works when I get a job.
Will their IMDb credit be Exploded Face number 17 or Cell Phone Camera Guy?
There's really interesting credits in this movie because at the end it'll be like tampon tossing tough girl. I should have given a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But there's a scene, and it was really just the basic. I just was watching this show called Bad Girls, so it wasn't that much of I didn't change much. You know,
Right.
In that show, a woman peed in the other one's food, and
Was
so
this to-
I
wait,
changed it to poop.
To be fair, was that to win immunity? Because I feel like
Yes, it was.
if that's what the challenge takes,
It
you
was
do
actually
it.
a cooking challenge, which was weird. Oh, that's the line.
Yeah, that was we found it. Now let's pleasantly cross over
we're
it.
Fine, but in
I want to take a step back.
Okay.
What show were you watching again?
I was watching the Bad Girls Club.
Okay, because that's what we really need to talk about. We didn't have an intervention for you. What are you watching?
That's what made me kind of write this movie. You know, that's why some of the stuff's dated. A few years ago, I kind of just stopped watching the reality programs and stuff. And I mean, I'll set up the movie. What happens is this guy Frank, who's diagnosed with a tumor, and his whole life is horrible, and he's very depressed, and he's about to commit suicide. And instead of committing suicide, he actually is watching a show like My Super Sweet 16.
Right.
And he drives 400 miles and he shoots that girl in the face. There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
That's the scene, yeah.
By the way, yeah, there's the girl he shoots. Spoiler alert. But I
Just
think
tell them how it ends and we'll wrap it up. Let's go.
yeah.
I mean,
No, but this is all, this is not even page 30. But yeah, so, and it's about a guy, and this young girl sees him kill the girl from the My Super Sweet 16 show, and she says, "Did you kill Chloe?" And he doesn't say anything, and then she goes, "Awesome." So
Yeah.
she convinces him to not kill himself, because
she has a slightly different backstory than him, though, which is interesting. I love her character in it, but I don't want to spoil too much for the audience
Yeah.
at home. I really don't. I just want to know, like, what brought you to a point in your life that you were watching Super Sweet 16 and Bad Girls? Was that?
I'm just horny. No, I'm just whatever.
I was like, I watch 16 and Pregnant because it's aspirational for me. Like,
yeah.
someday I'm gonna be on that show.
Yeah, someday. I will say that if it was now, I probably would have shot one of those kids if I could do a reshoot.
Well, so now, no pun intended.
I mean,
hope.
I should say hypothetically, I'm not homicidal, and I don't.
Right.
And I don't think we should kill people.
Well, so that's the thing. So what is the underlying message here with the movie? Because of course the controversy will be brewing. You pretty much kill Bill O'Reilly in it. I mean, it's a
I mean, he's not really Bill O'Reilly. He's a guy who says a lot of things that Bill O'Reilly has said.
right.
And
the graphics package of the show looks
No, but-
a lot like Bill O'Reilly.
okay,
and
but
he's
at
on
no point does he ever call his producers and say that he wants to molest them with a loofah pad.
No, that is true. That doesn't happen.
So it's clearly not
Right.
Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, I do have a beef with him because he's always calling everybody in Hollywood pinheads,
yeah.
and it gets exhausting. It's like, are you going to tell me that George Clooney doesn't do any good? And people in show business, as long as you agree with their ideology, you can have an opinion. And as soon as you have an opinion that's not theirs, so I do take offense.
Right.
It does get kind of annoying,
But the message
he's
of the
so
film,
mad
though-
at Hollywood. It's like, I guess because you're a failed entertainment reporter. I guess that's why
He never learned what play us out meant. You saw that, didn't you? He never quite got it.
That clip is so beautiful.
It's the best clip ever.
But so, yeah, because I don't think, people forget that someone like Bill O'Reilly, Glenn Beck, they're not elected and they're not news people. They are entertainers. They're
Right.
comedians. And
They'll say that. That's how they defend what they
yeah,
do.
and here's the other thing that's weird. It's like, I actually agree with Bill O'Reilly on a few things, but because he dismisses me as a pinhead and everything, I can never even, we could never make any real change.
Right.
He's about dividing the country, So some people say the movie's political. I don't think it is, because Frank is just trying. He just wants people to be nice. That's all.
Well, do you worry that the underlying, because I think there's a handful of messages woven throughout the film. Do you worry that those will get lost in the fact that people might focus on the controversy itself, and that's what the discussion becomes about? The fact that you made this film and it's violent, and it's this, as opposed to discussing what's beneath the surface of that?
Well, there's that, but there's also, like, people will say, what if what if we get copycats because of this movie?
Right.
And the basic theme of this movie is I'm asking people to be kind. So please copycat that. Go out and start acting right. Don't text in a movie theater. Right. Don't be horrible people, and don't celebrate how horrible we've become. But I know you can't take a normal, healthy person and turn them into a killing machine.
We've tried.
I know.
Lord knows we have tried.
But if that was the case, wouldn't the military be developing movies?
Well, didn't they just have one that came out recently?
Yeah, they did. Act of Valor.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I was ego surfing and I'd say God Bless America, Act of Valor kept coming up, and not my movie. But and every once in a while, a really creepy Kirk Cameron movie. I'm like, that encourages people to kill more. No. But that's where we are, and it's really funny, I think, because there's a group of people that are loosely based on the Westboro Baptists, and those people are just, and they just want to be famous. They're just celebrities. They're not about faith. They're not about God. I've always said that the Westboro Baptists, Reverend Phelps used the Bible the same way Kim Kardashian uses her ass. It's just a way to perpetually be famous. It's not, and they said that, oh, you would love it if Reverend Phelps got killed. And it's like, no, I just kind of wish.
You just want to see him hook up with a basketball player like any other Kardashian. That's all.
Against his will.
It'll be the Lord's will. It's fine.
And the Lord's will.
Let me ask you this, though, because for some of the anti-pop culture sentiment that is in that film, how we're distracted by shiny objects in television, you are promoting the film on a television show right now that had a dancing washing machine and a bear run through it.
Well,
so aren't you to blame as well, Bobcat?
Oh, please, look at the body of work,
I love Hot to Trot, and I will defend that to the end of the day. I'm telling you, I owned it on Betamax, and I loved it. I'm not even kidding.
You might want to revisit it. It doesn't really hold up.
It does. In my heart, it does.
It does, really?
I love that your career started, you had the police academies and the Hot to Trots, and now you're at a point in your career where you're doing whatever you want, as opposed to, some people get to that later on.
Well, my career is like dyslexic. I had the career people have at the end of their career at the beginning.
Right.
I sold out when I was 24. I was the biggest whore, and now, as a 49-year-old guy, I just don't have it in me, anymore. It is. I do get asked about Police Academy a lot, and they're gonna make a new one. That's what I heard.
Okay.
And your audience.
But I mean, are you attached? Is there a
not
script?
attached,
Is there anything?
But they're doing it the way they did 21 Jump Street. They're going to try to make it a comedy this time. No, I've always said that they should get Rob Zombie to direct. You know what
Oh
I
my
mean?
God, brilliant.
To reboot the series. But yeah, I don't have. I think people think I don't like those movies. I just am always kind of making new stuff, so I don't really spend that much time with you. If you came up to me and brought up Police Academy, I wouldn't go, Pshaw, how dare you? I'm Bobcat Goldthwait.
You insult my level.
I'm an auteur now.
And you grab your bubble pipe and your monocle. Good day.
Good day. Why am I Mr. Peanut in that scenario? And I say
because you've earned it, sir.
I earned it. I am Mr. Peanut. But yeah, so
I'm a fan of the direction the career has taken, good sir, and I hope if they decide to make it a comedy that you join in the next Police Academy. It's a pleasure to chat with you, Bobcat.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Bobcat Goldthwait, everybody.
Thank you.
God Bless America. It's available now on VOD. It's going to be in theaters May 11th. Go watch it. But now, it's our YouTube star of the day.
You guys know where White Run is?
Hi, I'm Angie.
And I'm Chad, and we run a YouTube channel called Screen Team Show.
Woo!
Yeah!
This self-described geeky couple has been entertaining YouTubers with weekly uploads of pop music parodies and vlogs since 2008. And for you viral fanatics at home, these entrepreneurs have some advice.
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Do what you love now.
Now, if you're like Chad and Angie, do what you love and you'll find love in the process. The two met online in 2005, and after a few years decided to share their passions with the world.
Angie said to me, there's this website called YouTube, and people put videos up there, and everyone will watch them. And I'm like, what? Let's try it.
And thus, Screen Team Show was born.
We wanted to do something that we found more interesting, and we came up with Geekeries, which is geeky music parodies.
I clap my hands up in the air sometimes. Thank you, Retro and Nintendo.
Screen Team currently posts a new parody or vlog every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. You can see Chad and Angie's inspiration come to life on screen with the latest in gamer news.
Just say Mass Effect is coming out. Well, we want to do a song for that. We won't stop till we save Earth. And then we get in the habit of listening to the radio, the pop songs, and going, that could be about Half-Life. It's partly got to do with what pop songs are out, and partly got to do with which events there are in geeky culture.
The team's videos are a little more tech intense than your typical webcam YouTuber. I mean, come on, they've got a green screen set up in their dining room. So behind the channel's almost 200 video uploads are a whole lot of sleepless nights for Chad and Angie.
We don't actually have a crew, it's just us two doing the full video. So by the time we write the lyrics, record the song,
Make the costumes.
shoot the video,
Edit.
do the effects, the whole thing probably takes about 1 week to make a music video.
And with days devoted to a single video, a dining room converted to a studio, and a living room couch doubling as an edit bay, it's safe to assume that these two eat, sleep, and breathe YouTube.
Screen Team's definitely a hobby that's taken over our lives. It's all we think about and talk about all day.
Come to the dark side.
But despite gaining viral attention from the eyes of almost 27 million video viewers, Chad and Angie aren't in it for the glory. Screen Team Show is about embracing who you are and doing what you love.
It's become normal practice now on YouTube to think about branding before you start a channel, which is great, but I think for us, we don't want to think about branding too much because we want to come off as exactly what we are, which is a regular geeky couple at home.
And for the future, this duo hopes to turn this lifestyle into a living.
I would love to have this as a career. Could you imagine saying, I sing about Donkey Kong or Pokemon as a living? I think that would be awesome.
So, aspiring YouTubers, take a lesson from Screen Team Show's success and pursue your passion.
It can get surprisingly challenging sometimes to wake up each day and make YouTube videos. You don't want to just try and make a viral video for the heck of it. Do what you love, because you need that love for your craft to keep you going sometimes.
Right?
Stay tuned to find out who is suing Apple in the feed.
All the news you need to know.
It's Wednesday, April 11th, then here are your top stories. Apple is going to court to square off against the U.S. Department of Justice over allegations that they fixed ebook prices. The civil antitrust lawsuit says that Apple and 5 major publishers colluded to raise ebook prices as part of a deal made in 2010. It all comes down to the most favored nation clause, a part of their agreement which wouldn't let other retailers sell ebooks for less than Apple's price. As a result, according to the DOJ, consumers had to pay, quote, tens of millions of dollars more for ebooks than they otherwise would have paid. We asked CNET's Dylan McCullough what this means for Apple and the entire ebook industry. He had this to say.
What we're seeing here is that Apple is a very big company. By some measures, it's the largest company in the world right now. And if you're the Department of Justice, you kind of want to get that scalp. So even if you don't have the strongest case, you might proceed anyway, just because you make your careers by going after someone who's really big and kind of sexy. So in the short term, I think we're going to see ebook prices fall a little. Publishers are going to be kind of scared of the Department of Justice, and they're going to lower prices more than they would have otherwise. In the long run, it's hard to say. I mean, I think this lawsuit is a bit of a stretch. This is going to be a tougher case for the DOJ to argue.
Apple has a long legal battle ahead of them, and the Department of Justice does not mess around, so stay tuned. In other news, get ready to dance with your phone. Yeah, rumor has it that Microsoft is trying to bring Kinect to your smartphone. In obvious reaction to Siri, developers at Microsoft believe that their technology would be able to capture more voice patterns than Apple's and could also utilize no-touch gesture-based commands. However, that may prove to be the biggest hurdle, as the sensors used to capture and detect movement are currently too large to include on a phone-sized device. Now, this is still just a rumor, and Microsoft has yet to publicly comment, but I sure hope it's true. That way I can unlock my phone with a sexy dance like this, like this. And finally, attention live music fans, the lineup for Lollapalooza was announced earlier today, and it is a doozy. The bill is stacked with big band names like Jack White, the Black Keys, and soon-to-be Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Headlining the festival is none other than Black Sabbath, which marks their only stop in North America this year. So if you want to catch Ozzy and the gang live and in person, head to Lollapalooza.com for tickets, but you better jump on it because they're going fast. I am Sarah Underwood. You have just been fed. Stay tuned. Indie Game stars chickens and Vikings. My money is on the Vikings. Duh. Tomorrow on Attack of the Show.
The Hunger Games star Josh Hutcherson is here live to scare us with his new horror comedy, Detention. Then sharpen your shiv, Jessica Chobot heads to space prison to meet up with the cast of Lockout. And we'll take a fond look back at the game-changing Sony PlayStation in Tales from the Console Graveyard.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7.
I understand why you're excited. We're back.
Yeah, we are.
Most video games are made by corporate sellouts, but there are a rare few that are designed by actual people.
Yeah, here are some independent offerings from the Lisa Loebs of the gaming world.
A new batch of steaming hot games has arrived. Lucky for you, we've waded through the muck to bring you the very best indie games of the week. First up, if you feel like puzzle games have lost their luster and have run out of new ideas, then get ready to turn the lights back on with Closure. In a place where darkness has taken over, you play as a faceless, four-legged creature that has to solve puzzles in a world that only exists when it's illuminated. Closure's unique gameplay mechanic requires you to manipulate light sources to brighten your surroundings. If you don't, the floor will vanish, dropping you straight into the void. There are 3 worlds to work your way through, each with its own distinct persona for you to take on. You can download Closure for the PlayStation Network for only $15, or try out the original Flash game for free on Newgrounds.com. But if you'd rather feel more like Indiana Jones than an alien creature, perhaps it's time for some adventure. Some Adam's venture, to be precise. An episodic journey that's 1 part Prince of Persia and 2 parts Uncharted, you take on the role of fearless explorer Adam Venture in a puzzle-filled quest for the mythical Garden of Eden.
We've got 1 crate of apples. It's just that last time a woman ate an apple around here, things got kind of ugly.
You're dropped off in a remote region of 1920s Mesopotamia, armed with only your wit and a walkie-talkie needed to decipher the various logic puzzles blocking your path. During your exploration, you'll slowly uncover the mysteries shrouding the garden and an oddly familiar-looking smoke monster that will repeatedly attempt to stop you from discovering what's inside.
No, leave!
Hidden throughout the tunnels are chests that contain codes to unlock optional bonus content on the game's website. If you find yourself yearning for a bit of adventure, download the first episode of Adam's Venture for only $5 on Steam. And finally, for those of you who prefer to solve your problems with a gun instead of a treasure map, the twin-stick shooter Foul Space is for you. In this outlandish platformer, you're a pissed-off rooster that's on an action-packed mission to blow up the sun. Use your keyboard to move around while using your mouse to aim and fire your gun at the marauding Vikings that are trying to stop you. In order to get past them, you'll need to find new weapons like a devastating flamethrower, a grenade launcher that fires kittens, and temporary killer whale power-ups. Adding even more to the randomness, you'll find yourself collecting the clothing from fallen enemies for bonus points and cups of coffee that are used to heal you. Dive into Pandemonium with Foul Space in the Steam store for only $4.99. So whether you like to solve your puzzles in the dark, in the desert, or in outer space, fire up your console and test your skills on these new indie games.
In case you haven't been tuning in recently, Miss Sarah Underwood was named by Esquire magazine as the hottest woman in the world.
It makes me have to check my Twitter because I remind everyone like 5 times
As
a day.
you should. Well, is your new Twitter handle at Sarah Underwood, the hottest woman in the world, according to Esquire?
Good thinking.
Yeah,
Good
I think
thinking.
change it. It'll leave no room left for an actual tweet once they put your username in there.
Exactly.
112-character username. But has your life dramatically changed at all, or?
No. Nothing happened. I thought, okay, I can't wait for Thursday. When Thursday happens and they announce I'm the sexiest woman in the world, my life's gonna change. Like, money bags are gonna show up at my door, and people are gonna be like, we want you in this movie and be on this TV show, and nothing. I didn't get one gosh darn email.
Okay.
Nothing.
Glad to know you're most excited to be on any other TV show but ours. Many thanks to Sarah Underwood, Bobcat Goldthwait, Weston Scott, Declan McCullough, and Matt Myra. Stick around. Field Test was Boston.